Taurus Gemini. Taurus Gemini. I'm going to do a couples reading here. But someone asked me once what is it like to read couples readings, and it's exhausting. If you've ever seen those plate twirlers, like on the old Ed Sullivan show, I know I'm dating myself, but there's a person who puts a plate on a stick and then twirls it, and then does that with several other, and they're running, keeping the plates from falling. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I won't constantly do couples readings unless, well, I do what the universe tells me to do. So I won't say anything. In fact, I've I submit myself to the universe, and I'm here to serve. Um, please, please keep the people of Ukraine in your hearts and thoughts. However you do so, if it's to say a little prayer, if it's to send good thoughts, if it's to meditate, anything that happens on this earth plane affects us. Um, the blood of the children cry out. The tears of the mothers, we hear them. You we have to acknowledge and then send what we can, and the best thing we can is good energy, protection. You know what to do. You know what to do without me saying and or asking, but please take time to meditate, and during your meditation, recognize that people are in pain all over this world, all over this world. So let me go back into this mode. Gemini Taurus. Gemini Taurus. Those of you who know me know that my pal Timmy is always here with me. He's an old Cairn Terrier. Once in a while you'll hear him stretch, drink water, or snore. Please forgive. Something has happened. Again, I think it's a Taurus thing. Um, the energy in Taurus has been freed up. Where there was a blockage, there is positive energy now. Taurus Gemini. Sorry for the... I hope that you can forgive me one day. Okay. I wish I could take back my words. This is interesting. It was my fault, but I blamed you. Let me go further into this. Okay, come on, help me here. Do you trust me? Okay. Trust was, I hope that you can forgive me one day. And then trust was, I don't want to say ruined. Trust issues, not just issues, even some betrayal. What's going on? I pray for you. I wish I could take back my words. I pray for you. I think that there's a lot of regret that has been overcome. I wanted to add that extra part. I was my fault, but I blamed you. I want to go slow. Okay. Taurus, Gemini. Someone has done a lot of shadow work, and I think it's Taurus because I feel like there's a freeing of a negative blockage. Okay, I'm getting a visual. It's almost like a slapstick, meaning physical comedy. Someone's pushing on a door. They're pushing on a door, pushing on a door, and someone comes by and opens the door, and they fall through it because they were pushing so hard. They're pushing on the door, and then the door just gives way and it opens. That's what they feel like. They have been pushing and pushing and pushing so long that now that the blockage is greatly reduced, they're kind of falling on their face. Does that make sense? So this person felt blockage because they were blocked. They were doing their shadow work. And that's a good thing to be blocked when you're doing your shadow work because you don't want to, you want to have that energy spread to other facets of your life, especially someone you love. Your energy when you do shadow work must be focused. Many people who do shadow work remove themselves from the environment. You think of great prophets and even the Christ when they go into meditation, they remove themselves. They go into the desert for 40 days, 40 nights. They go into meditation like the Buddha deep in the woods. It's best to do the work that you need to do and focus on it very specifically. And it's worked because the negative blockage is greatly reduced. Of course, it's not gone yet, but they want you to forgive them. They wish they could take back their words. It takes a while for a Taurus to get angry. It's almost like a slow burn. It's a slow burn, but when they finally get there, kaboom. And sometimes the words fly. It was my fault, but I blamed you because they couldn't deal with the guilt. But time has gone by. Time has gone by, and it's time to go forward with life. Let's see what your tarot cards would say for this couple. Taurus, Gemini. You've been through a bunch. You've been through a bit with this person. Whenever I read for Taurus, the throat chakra. And you only have to gargle coffee. You guys have been through a lot. And Gemini, in typical Gemini fashion, can have, like the Lover's card is Gemini, right? It could be two different people, separated by an angel, and mountains, separated by heaven and earth. However, there could be two sides to a Gemini, and that's all I'll say about that. Because you know what I'm talking about. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But I like the Taurus Gemini vibe. the air and the earth, which is very much like the Lover's card, isn't it? The air, meaning the angels in the air, and the mountains on the earth, air in the earth. Taurus, Gemini. And you're a fun couple. You like doing things. And the both of you know the value of creating memories. I hear this, make memories, make memories. When you're thinking of what kind of gift for a gift, your thought is, let's go somewhere and make a memory. I like that. Here's a little Taurus energy. Knight of Pentacles, bringing a little gift. Six of Swords, rowing away from chaotic waters into the calm. I can see that. Page of Swords, someone's been spying a little bit. Going into hermit mode. Oh, beautiful. Nine of Pentacles. Pentacles. Earth energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. The Four of Cups. Interesting, right behind the Page of Swords. The Four of Pentacles behind the Hermit. Death. The end of... We'll go. We did cover a bit of that end. The end of a bottleneck, more than a bottleneck. The end of a blockage. And here comes the little sun peeking over. Do you see it? Little sun peeking over. Taurus, can you let me get through this without the throat business? Temperance. Very nice. That Sagittarius energy. Fire element. Right behind the Four of Cups. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Beautiful. So I'm going to have to drink some more water. Taurus, you do this to me. See if that helps. This is confirmation to me that Taurus is continuing to do shadow work because it gets stuck in the throat. Oftentimes when people have a throat chakra event, you can feel like me. You actually feel like you're choking. You feel like someone's not wanting you to speak on something. Okay, you must not be afraid. You must not be afraid. Taurus, Gemini. You've been through a lot. It's evident here. The slow is card in the deck, bringing a little gift of something, just to confirm that after all of this, we're looking for the Ace of Cups, a new beginning in, I don't want to say a love relationship. You've already had the love relationship. It's like when you look at a gem, I'll just use a crystal for instance. When you look at a gem and you turn it, it's still the same gem, but it's a different view of it. Same with the love relationship, Gemini, Taurus. It's the same gem, same crystal. It's turned. You're going to see something else in it. You're going to see something different. And that's the great thing about a love connection, is that it's not stagnant. It's in motion. It's evolving. It's letting someone you love evolve and being support for them so that the two of you can come back together stronger. But it's a slow process, isn't it? Sometimes people don't have the patience for the slow process of it. Sometimes people don't have the courage for the slow process, because sometimes when someone else finds out about themselves and they're doing the shadow work, the other person realizes, oops, are they going to see something in me that I've been hiding? courage. We're human beings, not lima beings. All of us come with our own baggage. And here we are, going from chaos to the calmer waters and taking the swords with us as lessons. I'm trying to think of who's watching. Who's Is there a third party energy? I'm not feeling a third party energy. Um, Maybe one of you has been keeping tabs on the other through social media, just making sure everything is copacetic, seeing if someone is writing to the other person, and a little trust issue thing. I hope that you can forgive me one day. Yeah, so it's something for you to work on, the two of you, trust issues. And when I mean the two of you, go into hermit mode, which is lovely. Go on a vacation together, just the two of you. Just the two of you. Go back to basics and rebuild this trust, which is something good for everyone to do, but especially since a cycle has ended. We'll talk about that later. Since a cycle has ended, it's good to touch bases and not just, how are you feeling? Really sit across from each other in a yoga pose if you can. Cross legs, cross knees, hold each other's hands, look deep in each other's eyes for a long time, maybe 20 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes. Look into each other's eyes for 20 minutes. It's life-changing. Life-changing. Definitely, this Nine of Pentacles, I'm seeing this not as a one-person deal. I think I'm seeing it as the way your relationship is. It's a nice relationship. It's a beautiful relationship. It you your energy together make other people feel good. So if you've ever in a restaurant and the two of you are kind of talking, laughing, hold each other's hands, and just notice that other people long to have what you have, and that's how they see you. That's how they see your relationship. In one way, it's lovely, and it's another way, it's heartbreaking to know that there are so many people who are Eleanor Rigby. The Three of Cups is here, and the universe is saying, hey, you want a fourth cup? And at this point, especially the person who has gone into shadow, Taurus. Okay, Taurus, I think, has gone into the shadow work. Your thought immediately was, I have enough on my plate. I've bitten off as much as I can chew right now. When you ease into this feeling of not having to push against that door anymore, you're going to be able to accept that fourth cup. Taurus, what is it that you don't want me to say? I wouldn't have been surprised to see the High Priestess here, because it seems like, Taurus, whatever you were working on is shame-based. You're holding on to your secrets. Now, this is Four of Pentacles, but you see how they're grabbing a hold of that pentacle, and even by the fingertips. You're going to be fine. You're not a bad person. You went through some bad things. That doesn't define you. And by the way, you've done a lot of the work The sun is beginning. It's trying to come up here. Whoever has done, I think it's Taurus, has done the shadow work. Or the thing is, when you, I'll give you not I in ministry, and that's not my bag. But when you bring something to the altar, meaning when you say this is too much for me to bear, and you bring it to the altar, you leave it there, and say, universe, this is too big for me to handle. I give this to you, and then you walk away, but you don't come back and pick it up again. You leave it there at the altar, and this is permanent. What you've been through and the work that you've done is permanent. It's not something that is going to come back unless you invite it back, unless you go back there and pick it up again. Don't do that. It's a very bad habit you have. You have gotten so used to pushing on that door and that feeling of desolation and exhaustion. You are so used to that when you're free now, you're thinking, well, where's all that exhaustion I used to have? Shouldn't I be exhausted? Shouldn't I be worried about something? No. You have to get used to being blissful. In the poem Desiderata, the last line is, strive to be happy. It's not easy to be happy because it's an active effort. You don't just sit there and say, okay, I'm ready for my bliss. Universe, just cover me with bliss now. No, you have to actively pursue it. You've been tempered. Temperance, like metal. Metal becomes, a sword because it's been tempered. It goes into the fire, into the water, into the fire, into the water. You're tempered. You're being tempered. You've been tempered. And here's the sun coming up again. In the bottom of the deck, universe doing everything it can to remind you that it loves you. Universe loves you, Gemini, Taurus. I think you should meditate on that a bit, to realize the depth and strength of the universal love. It's not spurious, just conversation we're having. This is the only thing really necessary for you to know, is how adored you are by universe. And love is one of those words we just throw around so casually. But Gemini, Taurus, take that time. Take that time. It is not, it won't be time wasted. Okay, I'm going to say goodbye for now and try to regroup. Taurus, Gemini, please subscribe and let me know how you're doing. I really do care. Okay, bye-bye now.